What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, I'm a bit late on this one, but I don't believe I've covered it, and it's honestly one of the most fascinating fights of the decade, if not multiple decades, to be quite frank. Now, 9 months ago now, I believe the fight of the century was Crawford versus Spence, skill for skill. We've now seen it playing out, or we've seen it play out. So, on hindsight, you can't really say that it was on paper supposed to be like, wow, that's due to Crawford's magnificence. However, people, listen, with Errol Spence, it was kind of like, I give Crawford his props. For me, he's the best fighter in history of the game, full stop. There's no man ever better. There's no man who could do it like Crawford could do it. Not one man in any weight class ever. All of it. The whole package he does. Yeah? He can punch. He can box. He can get stuck in. Fascinating. Seriously. Especially at that weight class. Yeah? Canelo at 168 can't stop no one, effectively. John Ryder can't stop him. Callum Smith can't stop him. Whole bag of dudes. Crawford just knocking heads off. Oops. And making it look easy as well. No stress. Anyway. I use Errol Spence to say that Errol Spence, there was a lot of, what's the word, kind of narrative behind his name, taken away from what I defined as the fight of the century, being that, he had a car crash, he had to have his eye repaired before the Manny Pacquiao fight, and his eyes weren't good, and he has looked a bit cross-eyed, he's looked a bit distant. End of the day, he got through out of a Ferrari at 100 miles an hour, he survived. Most people kind of, not hypothesize, they say that, well, there's no way you could not have some underlying damage. All the boxing damage he's taken over the years, sparring and fighting or whatever, combine that with a 100 mile an hour car crash. Okay, whatever. Let's say Errol Spence was impaired. Plus you can throw in there, well, Errol Spence is also weight drained. I think that was a fair argument. End of the day, Errol Spence has been at 147 since he was 18. No fighter in history of the game has stayed at one weight for 15 years. And been the same. They all go up. Spence hadn't. So I do believe he was weight drained. Not Crawford's fault. So you throw in the weight drained, plus the car crash, plus the cross eye, plus he drinking and whatnot. There's a narrative there. He was supposed to lose. Even though the odds didn't reflect that at the time. Anywho. Bivol versus Beterbiev though. Now I can't... Listen. Bivol and Beterbiev, in my book, aren't as complete as Crawford. In their own right. But the fight as a package... Like in my book, yeah... Bivol or Beterbiev aren't as good as Crawford. For example, Bivol can't punch. Bivol can't finish no one. Yeah? Beterbiev, he's strong as a bull. But he gets hit. The facts are, people, I watched Anthony Yarde versus Beterbiev. Yeah? The fight started out, I think Yarde was a 3-1 underdog. During the middle rounds, I think it was round 4 or 5 or whenever, Yarde came back and the odds shifted to 50-50. My point is, Beterbiev's been down before. He fights hard. He's a great fighter. He's been down before. The Yarde fight, he had some touch and go moments there. Doesn't mean nothing. He's got a 100% knockout ratio, which is something he does better than Crawford. But the fashion he does it in is the part I'm getting at. Crawford stopped everyone at 147 and really hasn't taken a shot yet. And hasn't looked stressed. Yeah? Beterbiev, he stopped everyone, but he's been down in the process and he's had touch and go moments like the Yarde fight. So yeah, Beterbiev does the pressure fighting. Bivol's a complete outboxer. Yeah? He'll tap his way through. Pure outboxer. Beterbiev, he can box really well. His underlying boxing skill's solid, but he's more a pressure fighter, a pure pressure fighter. I call him a boxer pressure fighter. He's not a Canelo who's going to or Pitbull who puts his gloves up, or Mike Tyson, or puts his gloves up and just plods forward. Beterbiev's got the footwork as well. He can slide in and out of range and apply pressure at the same time. So I'd call him a boxer pressure fighter. Either way, the pure boxer in Bivol, the boxer pressure fighter in Beterbiev, Bivol only beats you one way as such. Now that one way is adaptive. That makes sense. He's not one-dimensional. Let me think of a one-dimensional fighter. I don't know, someone like a Caleb Plant or a Billy Joe. they do that one thing and there's no real adaptation. Bivol can go in there, read an opponent and adapt. Although even Bivol, though, he had a close fight against Craig Richards. But people say, well, Bivol's a big game fighter, which I believe he is. Yeah, that Canelo fight, he turned up. So that's fair enough. Regardless, people. I think it's fair to say Beterbiev and Bivol, the one dimension they do, in terms of FIFA score, yeah, the one dimension they do, they're like 95 out of 100. As far as boxing goes, Bivol 95 out of 100. Boxer pressure fighting, Beterbiev 95 out of 100. But for example, you'll never see Bivol switch it up and start pressing forward or start adding anything to, even if he's dominating the fight, like Canelo, for example. Canelo, yeah, was begging to be pressed. Bivol just didn't want to put his foot on the gas. Beterbiev the same way. I've never seen Beterbiev, yeah, just start outboxing someone. Never seen him, like, you see Crawford in there with Avanesian. He'll go in there, he'll box for a bit, he'll sit on the ropes, he'll touch you, he'll stand in the centre ring. He got a good dynamic range. He's able to move through. He can do it all to a 90 plus FIFA rating. Every single thing he can do. That said, Spence was one-dimensional. This wasn't... Crawford is in his own league, yeah. Spence is one-dimensional. Spence is almost... I'd say Spence and Beterbiev are similar kind of fighters. They're boxer pressure fighters. But Beterbiev is a whole other league, though. He's a whole other league. He punches much harder than Spence. Just much more punishing as well. Spence was punishing in his day. Not Bivol, though. Not Beterbiev, sorry. Just punching holes through people. Yeah? Spence couldn't stop Mikey Garcia. If you put a Mikey Garcia type cat in front of Beterbiev, that's going to be his ass. Mikey Garcia went in there, just hid behind his gloves and was able to politic the 12 rounds. You can't do that with Beterbiev. Callum Smith tried that. Yeah? We know Callum Smith's favourite. Oh, it's a hard fight, like Canelo. I'll just put my gloves up and survive and say, oh, I lost on points. He tried to do the same thing with Beterbiev. Oops. That was his ass. Yeah, Beterbiev ain't with that. Carrot Top, he's soft. Carrot Top don't really... That's the fact. Fact is, people, Carrot Top don't really want to fight. He wanna pick up rounds, looking hard, and then do nothing else. He's not looking for a stoppage. Beterbiev, he want that ass. Beterbiev, in 3,000 years ago, yeah, Beterbiev would have been that zesty Nefanderov who come break into your cave and lick a rock off the side of your head top for the booty, for the male booty. You understand? He's that kind of guy. He ain't in there doing all the talking. He looking to come in, lick a rock upside your head, and that'd be your ass. That's what he'd be on. If he was zesty Nefanderov 10,000 years ago kind of thing, one of them. He ain't with the politicking. Do you understand? Putting these two together though, look at Canelo, yeah, is more of a pure half... Canelo, yeah, is a fake Mexican style kind of thing. He's a soft pressure fighter. A pressure fighter who don't want to apply pressure when it gets hard. Okay, let's call him a fake pressure fighter. Even so, though, Bivol was able to negotiate that fake pressure. Handedly. Solid defense. Don't get caught with much. Tight guard. Now fade in Beterbiev. Beterbiev's much more busy though. Carrot Top's predictable. He steps forward, bang, a big left hook. He steps forward, left hook, right uppercut. It's like all simple 1 or 2s. Beterbiev get in there, pop with a jab, right hand's going, left hook going, uppercut going. It's much more volume. Much more volume. And the volume isn't just pity-patty rubbish either. They hurt, you stay hit. I'm not sure Bivol is going to have the power to keep Beterbiev off him. I've got Beterbiev win this. I'm biased though. You might know my fight style. I like the pressure fighter style way of doing things. But that is why I do appreciate Crawford so much, because Crawford when he was... That's why I didn't rate Crawford in his early career. He didn't have the pop, man. He was just too wiry and whatever else. But now he's knocking everyone else out. I like it. I can appreciate boxing when you got something else on the edge of it. Yeah? The Floyd shit, boring. I want to see you do something and use your skill to knock someone out. That's the ultimate prize in the game. Taking someone's consciousness. Yeah? Tearing their consciousness away from their body. Separating them from it. That's the pinnacle of the game. Floyd never was with that. He wanted to just pick and poke. Bivol ain't with that either. He's great at what he does, but not for me. Beterbiev, that's what turns me on. And Crawford can knock you out and he can box you around and just he everywhere. He everywhere and then nowhere. Yeah? Spence jumping in, pop, uppercut, did nothing. And then before you know it, halfway through what Errol Spence is doing, Crawford's got off a 3-piece and Spence on his ass somewhere. It's just nuts. It's lightning speed. But yeah, given Errol Spence's limitations, this is the next best thing. This is the next best thing in terms of boxing purity. I can't think of 2 fighters in the game right now. Yeah, even if you look at Devin Haney. Devin Haney versus, I don't know, pick someone. Devin Haney versus Matias, or Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez. Neither of them can punch. Well, Teo can punch a little bit, but he couldn't stop Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor was begging to be stopped, and he couldn't stop him, so he don't have the power that Beterbiev has. I'd say Haney and Bivol are a similar level in terms of outboxer, but I do believe Bivol's got higher IQ than Haney. Haney, when I say Bivol's one-dimensional, he has a dynamic range, though. He can, like, if you watch the Canelo fight, towards the end, he was standing more with Carrot Top. He didn't go on to push it, he could have. But he was adaptive. Haney, for example, look at Kambosos too. Haney has no dynamic range. He can stick a long jab out. Although that's a lie. The Prograis fight he showed more, but let's take Kambosos too. Kambosos was begging to be knocked Spark out. Begging for it. Gagging for it. And he just didn't have no range. You can only, jab, right hand, roll. There was nothing else. Just one thing. So yeah, I don't think Haney's as good as Bivol, but Bivol's older. Teo, neither are as explosive as Beterbiev, so it's a classic one. The pure out boxer with high IQ versus the boxer pressure fighter. We know Beterbiev's going to be coming forward, people. But even in that Canelo fight, Bivol strategically used holding his feet. Like, Bivol weren't a prey in there. Yeah, look at Caleb Plant, for example. Caleb Plant was prey. And Caleb Plant got in there with Carrot Top, yeah? He was food. I didn't see him take a front step once, just running all the whole time. Bivol, though, strategically showed Canelo early in the fight, we can stand, and I'll put my gloves up, and you can do what you do and hit me on the arm if you want, and then we'll carry on fighting. That psychologically broke a weak man in Carrot Top and threw his toys out the pram. Oh, because Carrot Top's been conditioned. Oh, I hit Billy Joe once and he's on the floor quitting somewhere. Yeah, I hit Callum Smith once on the arm and he don't want to fight no more. I hit Jamal Charlo on the arm once. He don't want to fight no more. Who else is there? I back Triple G up. Yeah, Triple G, the big Mexican style. I hit him once and he want to back up now. I'm turning into a boxer. Fact, people. Triple G, the big Mexican style drama show, turned into a boxer in Canelo 2. I ain't never seen Triple G take a back step. He backing up all of a sudden. In 2 and 3. So all that information, it built Carrot Top up to think he can just hit people once. He hit Bivol once, and then again, and Bivol there standing there, no problem. Oh, I'm in a fight now. And it broke him. Oops. Yeah, that's on him though. I don't believe, psychologically speaking, yeah. Now, whilst I believe Crawford's more well-rounded than Bivol and Beterbiev, what I do think at this point is there's an elite of fighter, psychologically speaking. An absolute pinnacle. Let's rate it on a scale of A to D or whatever. Carrot Top would be a C. Yeah? Canelo's a C. If he can hit you and hurt you, good. And if he ain't a fight, he don't want to know no more. He don't even want to fight no more. Yeah? Then you got the Bs. So the C level are dudes who look hard against bums. Yeah? The B level guys are the guys who ain't scared to get knocked out. You can't put Carrot Top in that situation. Carrot Top is not prepared to get knocked out to win. He ain't. That's why he's backing up and turning all soft looking and about to cry against Bivol. He ain't want to go to Valhalla. Then you got the Bs, the people like, let's think of someone. Who's the Bs? I'm not sure, but listen. Let's talk about the A's. The B's are difficult to define live on the mic right now. The A's are people like Fabio Wardley, yeah? And I believe, no, we haven't, that's the thing, you don't really know until you're in it, but Fabio Wardley is eyebus, he can't see. Or Tim Zhu even. Tim Zhu. Blood pouring in his eye, he's still trying to fight. Yeah, Fundora ain't with it. Fundora backing up and just being lanky for nothing. Yeah, Tim Zhu can't see, losing loads of blood, and he's still trying to tangle, trying to find a way. Fabio Wardley even more so, I'd say. But I do believe Bivol, but no, we haven't seen it. This is the fight we'll see it. This is the fight we'll see what people are made of. Bivol hasn't really had a test like that, because Carrot Top's soft. But Beterbiev with it, he ain't with that politicking. Yeah? But I believe Beterbiev, Bivol, from what I've seen so far, Beterbiev, Bivol, Crawford, Wardley, those guys, they have it. Now, Crawford's never been really tested like that. We've never seen Crawford down on his luck. But I don't know, I got a feeling he got it in him. Same as Bivol, we've never seen him down on his luck. We've seen even Yard, I'd put Yard in there. I'd throw Yard into that psychological realm. Really, to be fair. Yeah, he emptied the gas tank against Kovalev and then got clipped and went on his back. Well, you can't ask for more than that. He didn't take a knee. Yeah, Yard took a knee. I'm tired, like Daniel Dubois. Oh, I'm tired, I'm taking a knee. With my pretty looking light skin, I'd have an ass. You could have done that, easy. Oh, I'm pretty and light skin. My toes are painted. He ain't. Yeah, he got clipped and went on his back. You can't argue. You can't do better than that, can you, round 11? After giving it all you got. What more can you ask for as such? I guess you could have said maybe he should have just put his chin down and started swinging. That's what Wardley does. I'm going to lie to you. But even then, even Wardley at times, he was on the ropes. Now, Fraser Clark can't finish his dinner, can he? So maybe it's expected to. Maybe it's impossible. You can't go in there and every minute of every round be swinging your hands. It's not physically possible. So within that remit of thought, Wardley, Yard, even Yard versus Beterbiev against all the odds. Beterbiev's a hard-ass man. Yeah? Yard ran out of gas and was getting punched up. And then he ends up coming back in the fight. And the odds shift from 5-1 against him to 1-1. 50-50. Fact. I watched it. I couldn't believe it. At certain points, it looked like Yard was going to win and get him out of there. And then Yard goes on to get stopped. And Yard didn't get stopped, though, looking for a way out. The team threw the towel in. He would have gone out on his back. I salute that. Carrot Top ain't got that, people. He ain't. Canelo Carrot Top Alvarez, he ain't want to get stopped. Yeah, he ain't. He'll do anything not to get stopped. He don't want to fight. He wouldn't want to fight with Beterbiev. He don't want to fight with Benavidez. Stop. Yeah, Canelo is a psychological C fighter. He can fight on top. He makes on top look good. When he's drawing or in the thick of something, he don't want to fight no more. You don't have to fight in him. Yeah? Bivol, Beterbiev, Wardley. Well, Bivol, Beterbiev, Crawford, Wardley. I'm trying to give you examples. I believe these men are of that ilk. And that's what will make it a great fight, I believe. Now, is Bivol prepared to get knocked out to win, though? And that is, whilst I accredit his IQ range, I ain't sure, I ain't sure he's got another gear. Because that Craig Richards fight, yeah, Craig Richards came on strong towards the end. Bivol didn't really have he didn't take it up a notch. So maybe he's a bit one-dimensional. Same as the Alvarez fight. Carrot Top. Bivol didn't have that. It was a bit Devin Haney-esque to some extent. He's more skillful than Haney. He does more things than Haney. He can mix it up more than Haney. But that change of gears, though. Oh, my opponent's broken. It was clear by round 9. Alvarez was broken. He's finished, man. He's backing up. He's waving you in. He ain't never done that before. Show me where he did that. He ain't doing that. Yeah? He politicking. It was clear he was broken. Bivol didn't want to push. And against a Craig Richards fight, he's got one gear almost. He doesn't know how to up the gears. He assumes either he's winning or he's not. There's no... But we haven't seen him press, though, to be fair. Yeah, Craig Richards won some rounds. He wasn't pressed, though. You best believe that Beterbiev going to press him. And like I said in the Wardley fight versus Clark, I said, listen, I've always got to back the man who I've seen get off the deck, or I've seen fight hard. I've seen come back. We've seen Beterbiev, he stopped everyone for a start. He stopped everyone He's been down, got up and stopped the guy. He's gone from dominating the fight to being 50-50 with Yard and then dominating him again. That resilience, that belief, I can go to a dark place and then knock you spark out. Beterbiev knows that. Yeah? Does Bivol though? Does Bivol know I can be hurt and then come back and win? He hasn't experienced it. Same as Crawford, to be fair. Although, as it stands, I believe Crawford and Bivol probably got it. But as far as betting goes, in fact, let's look at the odds now. I'll have to put some money on this as well, I think. This is Bivol odds checker. Let's have a look here, people. This internet situation pissing me off. They call it hyperoptic. The hyperoptic, it dead. Yeah? They're always trying to find a new way to dig your pockets out. Oh, we've got some new moody internet. It's slower than the last one though. Hey, oh wow, that is shocking, people. Bivol's the favourite. You put a tenner on Bivol, you get 19 back. You put a tenner on Beterbiev, you get 20 back. You best. This is what I mean, people. This is why I always get done like this. It's just too good to be true. Yeah? If you put 500 quid on Beterbiev, you get £1,000 back. That's just guaranteed. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. But I just think Beterbiev is going to be all over his arse. I don't think he's going to respect the power. That's the truth. I don't think he is. I don't think Bivol hits hard enough to. Like Yard, he has limitations, obviously. He's not as good of a. Well, Yard's more explosive than Bivol. Yard can match to some extent, or to a large extent, Yard can match Beterbiev punch for punch, especially early in the fight. Yard's very quick. Yard's got rapid speed, and he has a similar level of power to Beterbiev. So he's always in the fight. He's only got to catch you once, kind of thing. I don't think Bivol got that though. I don't think Bivol got it, and we've seen Beterbiev be dangerous in round 7, 8, 9. In fact, when did the Yard fight go to? Beterbiev box rec. I think that Yard fight went to round 7 or 8, and Beterbiev looked strong still. So he's not someone who's gonna. And that was a tough fight, a grueling fight, a fight that went on, or had lots of rocks and rolls in it. See, look, yeah, Anthony Yard was round 8. Callum Smith was round 7. So he's got Vosdik was round 10. And Adam Denny's, never heard of him, but still, that was round 10. Marcus Brown, round 9. So, Beterbiev ain't a guy who has only had 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 round fights. He's gone more or less championship distance before and knocked people out. So he's not someone who falls off. It's not a case of, he has to catch you early or he runs out of gas. Oops. So yeah, I'm going to be saving up for June 1st, that's for sure. I'm obliged, I'm afraid. There's a few fights I'm obliged to bet on. Beterbiev versus Bivol. Beterbiev to win. I wouldn't bet on a KO, but it could happen. He's knocked everyone else out, but yeah, Bivol's another level, all due respect. I think Beterbiev on points. I think Beterbiev will have issued such a whooping. I can't see how Bivol gets a look in edge race, to be honest. And again, no, Bivol's gone in there and he makes it look easy. I thought Bivol versus Ramirez was going to be an interesting fight. He just broke Ramirez down. So yeah, it's phenomenal. Either way, to be quite frank, it's probably best not to bet on it. Truth be known, because it'll ruin the fight. But yeah, I'll analyse the coin situation. If I've got 100 quid to lose, which I won't have, but I'll find it. Listen, people, if I've got 100 quid to, if I've got 100 quid to lose, which I won't have, but you best believe I'll find it somewhere, then I'll put it on. What was the other fight I was going to bet on that I felt obliged to? Oh yeah, Fury and Usyk. Fury and Usyk is also the same odds. I'm obliged to put money on Fury there. I might even do a doubler. Yeah, Fury and Beterbiev to win. One of them. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. Leg up to 100%, no doubt.